Morning, Fractal Effects team. We're just in the middle of the morning setup, so please read the disclosure in the footer section of fractaleffects.com. Before we get started, make sure if you're following along with us today, make sure you're doing a demo account, as this is for educational purposes only. We are not financial advisors, and this is not financial advice. So although we had a sell model and we had a downside expansion model, we had a double break to the upside. And we're about 9 minutes away from range formation and hopefully a confirmation. So a little bit of a mixed bag here today. Today is Tuesday. Tuesdays usually set the low of the week on bullish weeks. So downside expansion model, sell model, and now we have divergence as well, where US 500 has hit a higher time frame PD array. That's a 4-hour fair value gap, that purple box. That's not the one painted out by the indicator. That's just a higher time frame PD array that I painted out, and that falls in alignment with the actual purple box from the purple zone over here. There's your end dog. We didn't have any news yesterday, but we did have 8:30 an 8:30 news driver today. And then tomorrow is supposed to be FOMC press conference. So we could just range and take out the bottom now. So in the double break, after a double break, we wait for a retracement back to one of our key zones. That could be the 10 a.m. fair value gap that was created here on the 1M, or it could be the NYC fair value gap. And as mentioned before, I want to see if this thing confirms bearish. If we have a bearish confirmation, then that'll fall in alignment with a lot of the higher time frame analysis. And even after a double break, remember, after a double break, retracement, and then an immediate rebalance. Here was your double break right here. You can zoom in. That was your double break. We did get a push down, but it didn't bounce off of any important zone. And then this one was an immediate rebalancing candle, but we still never got a 5M bullish fair value gap, which lets me know that there might be another push down, and or even a potential reversal, since we've now taken out London highs and we've hit the purple zone. And US 500 has hit a higher time frame PD array, so there could be a potential reversal coming here. Have to proceed with caution. I want to see if there's a 5M bearish fair value gap that's created here, and we'll make an assessment after that. So just stay patient. The upside targets, once we get a setup to go long, would be the end dog, and then there's your DSD high. But As mentioned before, still waiting for a proper retracement and a fair value gap. So either we create a 5M bearish fair value gap that we use as a inverse to push up, or it's the same 5M that we're going to tap into to push down, but we have not pulled back to any. Here's the 10 a.m. So this is the first 10 a.m. fair value gap that's created on the 1M. Now that's important because that's the opening of the new 4-hour candle. We mark that out just to kind of gauge exactly where the market's sitting at a certain time. 3 minutes away from range formation. And then let's see which way we get that confirmation. This could either be an early retracement where we've come back down to the 20 and then shoot up, or we could get that confirmation and then come back down. Already we've started the process. Only makes sense for it to kind of come down and tap this now. On the 1M, the 10 a.m. fair value gap has not been tapped. So this is a good area to kind of assess which direction this market wants to go. If it's going to reverse off this higher time frame PD array, or if it's going to punch right through it, right into the DSD high and the yen dog. Even if you're confident in which direction the market's going, you need a proper foothold. Because once you see that proper foothold, that's the only time you can actually assess where your stop loss is. People who blindly jump in when the market's pushing in one direction, they don't know where their stop loss is going to be. That's why they don't set one. And that's why they end up losing a lot more or possibly even blowing out their account. It's a foolish way of taking a move. So we're at 10:30, range is fully formed. Now we're just waiting for a confirmation. Either we get an early retracement and a potential push up, or it cuts right through and gives us a bearish confirmation, signaling a reversal. Just got to stay patient. Sadly, it's going to be one of those weeks, just mentioned before, FOMC press conference tomorrow, and then I believe there's no news on Thursday and Friday. I like to see it come down here, figure it out from here. Still gesticulating US 500 right at that 4-hour fair value gap. Look at it on the higher time frame. It's the last 4-hour fair value gap before making its run up. But again, today being Tuesday, they could use this to easily push it down. We have this 4-hour that it wicked off of, and even wicked down here. So it's a good sign that it does want to push up. Just got to proceed with caution. We need that bullish fair value. Bullish confirmation, and then a run up into here. As you can see on the 1M, that was the first fair value gap created after 10 o'clock. So we lay that out. We want to make sure that the market comes back into it. Now it left all these fair value gaps, and one could say, well, can't you just do one of these? You could. Just being very specific today. I'd like to see how low it's going to come. Especially since they've hit this 4-hour fair value gap, you can imagine that they're going to have a deeper retracement. That's why I'd like to see it come back down into here. And this is the last stronghold. So if it punches past this, then there might be a potential reversal coming. But if it bounces off this, then it's a good indication that it wants to push up. We've already had our double break, so waiting for a confirmation. And if it wasn't for this 4-hour fair value gap, I would have been more confident with our bullish bias. But again, downside expansion, sell model. This is a 1-hour fair value gap that the market hit right here, this white one. So it sold right into it. That's what created the reversal up. Just want to see it come back down to the 20. That constitutes as a full retracement for me. And also an early retracement as far as the spotlight model is concerned. I want to see that bearish fair value gap created, so we can use it either as an inverse to climb up, or it's going to be the catalyst that pushes this market down. Either way. We got about 3 minutes 46 seconds. Let's see if there's enough time for it to be created here. This would be a good place. Because then we have the 10 a.m. fair value gap and a bearish fair value gap that we can utilize. And here's our Fibonacci. This is how deep it could retrace. Possibly down into here. We're currently at the 50. Now we're punching even deeper. Let's see where this candle actually closes. This is where I want my 5M bearish fair value gap. And I think that's where we'll make our decision if this thing is going to go up or down from here. 2 minutes, 5 seconds left. One minute, 25 seconds left. Now, if we get an immediate rebalance from here, that might be an indication that we want to push up. I want to see if this fair value gap stays open on this next candle. If we keep punching down. So pushing down much, much further now. We got 2 minutes left. I want to see this fair value gap stay open. And I want to see what happens when the market returns here. Is this the catalyst to push down, or is this going to become the inverse to push up? "43 seconds left. This is where the decision is going to be made for pushing up or down. Looks like we could be getting a reversal here. Remember, it's only a buy model until it's not. It's only a sell model until it's not. We actually had a sell model, downside expansion model, with a push, a double break to the upside. Okay, now that we're back at this fair value gap, let's see what happens. In order for us to go up, I want to see a bullish fair value gap be created and us get over this. If we reject, then we'll see if this market actually wants to push down. Since this is the only bearish fair value gap created so far, if we get over this, then we're most likely pushing up. But I gotta proceed with caution. I want to see a bullish fair value gap created first, tapped, and then a 1M bullish fair value gap created and then tapped. Let's see if it violates this fair value gap. Here's another sign. Initially, US 500 was the stronger pair. It was the first one to have a double break, first one to actually tap into this higher time frame PD array. It did not sweep out the lows, so it was too strong to sweep out the lows. But now we're getting a flip where this is becoming the weaker pair. We haven't even reached the 5M fair value gap yet. Two minutes, 51 seconds left in this candle. Okay, we just tapped it now. Let's see if this has any issue getting over this, because that could be an indication that we're pushing down. But right now it's looking clean, looking good. Still got to wait for a foothold, because once you get your foothold, then that becomes your stop loss. Right? Candle 3, or candle 1, I should say, in the 3-candle model of a fair value gap. You want to see a fair value gap left between this high and the next candle's low. And also get over this inverse fair value gap. That becomes the definitive stop loss. Obviously, we'll look for a tighter one on the 1M. So US 500 pushing down off of that 5M fair value gap. Unable to take out this high of this candle, which NAS already did. So the weaker is becoming stronger. "25 seconds left. So we are closing over. Now if this next candle is not an immediate rebalance, this has been disrespected. US 500, unable to get over. So we do have a 5M fair value gap forming right here. Just gotta wait this out. Move this over. Three minutes, 46 seconds left. Just stay calm, patient. You gotta make sure that this fair value gap stays open. And then that becomes our area of entry. We want to see it get tapped. Because right now, US 500 is having a tough time getting past that fair value gap. So it's being paused right there. We don't have a foothold. There's nothing we can do from here. Just zoom in a little bit more just to make sure I get the full fair value gap. There you go. Three minutes left, still a lot of time. It could actually fill this in. So we could get that immediate rebalancing candle right here. And it looks like it just, yeah, took it out. Remember, we want that 10 o'clock candle to be a continuation candle. So we swept out the lows right here with the 6 o'clock candle. Now in the 4-hour model, we want this to be a candle that pushes up. Also in the 4-hour model. We're going to mark this out as well. Lets us know whereabouts we are. One minute, 12 seconds left. It matters where this candle closes. Wait for a second. I'm just going to go back up here. Sorry. Similar setup on US 30. Double break. Since we don't want to be a part of a 10 o'clock reversal, we're still bullish until we get a bearish confirmation now. We have not created any bearish fair value gaps yet on the 1M. Only a confirmation is going to change this. Set up to bearish for me now. We're 3 minutes away from 11. Got to stick to the rules. You have a double break, you hit a 4-hour, you proceed with caution, but you still look for a bullish setup until you get a bearish confirmation. And in doing so, it'll be a double break to the downside. And then the DSD low becomes the target. But until that happens, we can't jump in. Here's our NYC fair value gap. US 500 still weaker, unable to get up here. So right now they're playing both sides, engineering new liquidity. People going short off of here. There are people still going long off the 61% fib retracement. And we're still waiting for a confirmation. After hitting this higher time frame PD array 4 hour, there's a potential chance it could push down. We did have initially a sell model, downside expansion. So down here we rejected off of a 1 hour. Let's see what happens here. We are getting that immediate rebalancing candle right there. $54 seconds left. US 500 back at it as well. Let's see if we can get above it. Or if it's just doing one final run up to grab this liquidity and then push them both down. US 500 is the one we got to watch to see if it takes out this liquidity here. US 500 still unable to get up into that fair value gap. Let's see if they're just collecting liquidity for NAS while they push them both down, or NAS is going to pull US 500 with it. US 500 still hasn't taken those highs yet. Okay, just did, I believe. So they both took those highs. Immediate rebalance. There's still no 5M bullish fair value gap created here. Looks like it could be making a run now for the upside. Either way, we're going to consider this violated. This is no longer an area we were even looking for to push down from. Beginning to leave a 5M fair value gap here. Let's see if this sticks. Three minutes, 25 seconds left. US 500, which was the weaker pair, now is pushing up. Let's see if it takes the highs first. Should give us a good indication that they both want to push up into the new day opening gap and DST high. About 16 minutes left in our stream. I think we'll probably get a bullish confirmation here hopefully soon. One minute left. I think we're going to leave this fair value gap open. We've already had an early retracement, so this thing could move fast once it actually does jump up there and confirm. US 500 closer to the, there you go. I want to see what it does here, if it leaves another 5M fair value gap. We have a blue zone right here as well. So we have taken these highs, but no bullish confirmation yet. Another blue zone here. Whoa, just punched right through. Back down to this inverse. Two minutes 40 seconds left. I want to see if this violates this 5M fair value gap, or if it respects it. And then if we get a 1M bullish fair value gap off of it. One minute 41 seconds left. this late in the game, make sure you follow all the rules. We need a bullish confirmation. There will not be another retracement. 9 seconds left. Let's see if this fair value gap stays open. Gets tapped. Let's see if this next candle closes above here and respects this 1M fair value gap. And if it takes out this low, then we'll most likely conclude the session. This thing wants to push down, but I doubt we'll get that bearish confirmation in time. 9 minutes left. So unless this next candle is an immediate rebalance, I'm going to call this fair value gap violated. Yeah, that's violated. You can already tell it's going to be that kind of a day. Look at this. All this back and forth right here by the 4 hour just muddies the water. Back at that inverse fair value gap. So when you have two retracements back to the 20 like this before ever getting a confirmation, it lets me know one of two things. One, it's going to take a while to push. And two, so like it might not even leave the range, for example, if it takes that long to push. But two, this is just muddying up the waters. This is not a scenario I want to be involved in. We're bouncing off the 4-hour fair value gap, which is hinting at a reversal. And at the same time, we can't sell this market until we get a bearish confirmation. Looks like it wants to push down now. This is our last candle anyways. We'll just wait it out. We're actually going to be posting a couple of videos on, we're going to start making mini lessons that are about 2 to 3 minutes long that just go over market dynamics. We'll be posting those on our Instagram and TikTok, fractal.effects. That's with an E and an S. Make sure you hit the subscribe button, turn on your notifications so you know when we're live. Yeah, this is not a market I want to be in right now. They're just engineering new liquidity on both sides. Two minutes 45 seconds left. So I'll be live again tomorrow, same time, 10:30 Eastern Standard, 7:30 Pacific. Just going to take a look at oil real quick. I believe we did get a confirmation on oil. Oil confirmation. There's your break. And that was your double break. So there's your retracement. Fair value gap. Immediate rebalance off of one of our zones. Now we're stuck right here. But we're also at the NWOG, the new week opening gap. Buy model, we're above the DSD high. Yet we had a slight downside expansion and a flip. So oil could go all the way up here. But you have to wait and see. No 5M bullish fair value gap was created. Anyways, that concludes our session. See you guys tomorrow.